Hello everybody. Okay, it's Earth Day today, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to talk about things we can do to help save the earth. And believe it or not, as a gardener, there's a lot we can do to help the planet. So I'm going to just start off by saying making a compost pile, reusing your food scraps is probably your number one thing. We want to reduce how much waste is going to go into your trash and end up in a landfill. So as you see here, this is a combination of all of my food scraps. This is about 2 months worth. It's all decomposes, mixing it with leaves that I get. And so not only, I don't have a landscaper that comes and hauls away leaves and stuff like that. You want to leave those type of things on your property. So typically, society, they have they want things tidy. They have their landscapers come and rake up all the leaves, and everything gets hauled away. And there's just left with dirt. Or they'll have just some bark, and that doesn't really help the soil or the living organisms in the soil. So one thing we want to do to help the earth is increase the living organisms in the soil. So you got worms, all types of creatures that live in the soil, that the microbes, the bacteria, the fungi, and we have animals in the yard. We don't want to be spraying poisons or chemicals, things like that. And so, and all those chemicals that you're spraying are going to kill, all those beneficial bacteria and microorganisms which you want for your garden. It was very important for organic gardening. So, and by using organic fertilizers is important too. A lot of times people will just want to go buy, something the quick and easy, whatever, at the big box store, the sprinkle on, the stuff, Miracle Grow or whatever, which I don't recommend. That's not going to help the fungus or the fungi and the bacteria and the microorganisms in your soil. So that's really going to defeat the purpose of building your soil with a lot of live matter creatures and getting a lot of worms in your soil. In fact, let me just see if we can if we can find any worms right now. Let's just dig down. Oh, look at that. Yeah, so I just reached down to one spot and I found, look, there's another one. So I saw 3 or 4 in one area. This is a sign of good soil. So they don't like the sun, so I'm going to cover them back up. You always want to keep a good layer of mulch down. That's going to keep all of your all the worms and all the creatures in there happy and moist. So moisture and the hydration and a thick layer of either leaves, some type of dry material. So moving on, also what you want to do is recycle anything you can, anything that can go in the compost, you want to put it in the compost pile, and I've done other videos about that. And then you can end up using this compost once this is fully composted and use it to plant more plants. In fact, this one right here is the potato that's grew by itself, and you can tell how how fertile the soil is by how healthy this plant looks. This is a very healthy plant, so I'm going to end up probably transplanting this and putting it in a proper planting area. But So this cost literally no money, and none of my food scraps went to waste in the landfill. So, coffee grinds, tea bags, orange peel, lemon peels, when I squeeze a lemon, leftover vegetables from the fridge, avocados, peelings, paper towel holders, the inside of a paper towel, the gray cardboard. What else? I put in the eggshells with the egg cartons, the brown paper egg cartons, so you can still see some cardboard in here, but pretty much all this is broken down after 2 months. So now I have free soil, nothing's gone into the landfill. I didn't have to purchase anything, so that's going to, I'm actually improving the environment I live in. So if you look at, like, right here, this is dead soil. This is what you get here, and I'm at the beach, basically, a few blocks from the ocean, and it's like sand. So you'll never ever find a worm in this. It's very, it happens to be wet because I watered, but so nothing's going to grow in there, nothing's going to live in that soil. So it's basically dead soil, and this is what most of people have. It's either clay or sand. So as gardeners, we're going to bring life back into the soil. So you can see, just like a foot away, have all this life versus dead soil. So you can put your Miracle Grow and just spray chemicals and then kill everything, which is not going to benefit the planet. They spray all these chemicals all over, these big mega farms. And oh, see, now we're bringing in the wow, did you see that? Hummingbird. So the birds love it too. You're bringing life, you're giving homes for animals, flowers for them to feed off of. So if you're doing it right, you're actually increasing the the life, the different life forms, birds, so that attracts different bees and different animals that will feed off this and just create a home. So this is, in fact, I'm going to probably get some more plants that will attract the hummingbirds. So what else can I say? I would also say, when you grow your own food, you're not paying for packaging. Sometimes you go to like Trader Joe's and they put it in like a plastic bag that's, you get tomatoes that are in a plastic bag, and then it has a cardboard box that it's sitting in. So, and then you got to throw those two things away, and then it doesn't really taste that good. So you're wasting all this plastic and getting low quality food. So you can use your compost soil, just grow your own. The soil made from the compost. Grow your own tomatoes. Not come out and pick them. At the peak of ripeness. There's no shipping, no transportation. No one's using any fuel to ship these across wherever they're coming from. A lot of times you'll get organic tomatoes that are grown in Mexico, so they don't pick them ripe. So you're better if everybody was doing this, recycling all the food scraps. I'd even recommend filtering your water, because the city water is so contaminated that if everybody was filtering their water, it would bring life back into the soil too. I try to water everything for the most part with filtered water, especially when they're younger plants. So it's pretty much important to try to grow at least some of your own food if you can. If everybody did a little bit, it would help with the environmental problems of these mega farms that are growing, irresponsibly, I think. But anyway, if you're growing, see, what else can I say? So, not to mention you're gonna have better health, and be able to live a better life and not have health problems when you're eating healthier. You feel better. You're able to just have a better environment for all the other living creatures. So that just about covers everything. So today on Earth Day, I encourage you guys to keep gardening and do some of these things. Recycle, throw any plastic material in a one of those green recycle bins. If you don't have one, you can get one from the city usually, and I think if you pay, you can get one of those recycle bins. So that's like throwing, if you have a lot of trees or branches or lawn trimmings that you have too much of, you can do that. But here I like to try to recycle what I can. Like you can see right here, I just have some of my trimmings from just plants around that are non-edible plants. I want them to turn brown before I put them in my compost. But so there's just a lot of things you can do. So I hope that was informative, and I will be posting more videos coming up, probably at least once a week at the minimum. But I hope you guys are having a good Earth Day, and I hope this was informative, and we'll see you guys on the next video. All right, bye-bye.